In this guide video, I'm going to guide you through how to beat Amarys, the Elite Four or one of the Elite Fours in the Indigo Disk DLC at the Blueberry Academy. Her trial is super simple. She'll basically take you on a flying course. You just have to point the left analog stick towards the different rings and fly through them in order to beat the trial. Super simple, really easy one. I highly recommend before you start the trial that you actually set up your team based on all the information I'm about to give you. I'm going to give you all her weaknesses for all the Pokemon that she's going to bring so that you can build your team effectively to beat her. Now, I'm sure you're already aware that all these fights are doubles battles, and oh my god, she's got setups that are going to destroy you if you are not prepared. Even if you are prepared, it's still going to hurt a bit. Now, if we go into Pokemon database and we look at the first two Pokemon that she throws out, she's always going to start with Skarmory, which is a steel flying type Pokemon. It has incredible defense. I highly recommend bringing something that can hit it with special defense because its special defense is less than half. If you're using physical attacks, you're going to be here fighting this thing for a while. Its weaknesses are going to be fire and electricity, and you'll see that it resists pretty much most other things, like poison and ground won't even touch it. And its partner Pokemon is going to be Dugrio, which is a ground type Pokemon, very fast speed, 120 speed, very good attack as well. Its defense and special defense are pretty low, so once you hit this thing, it's probably going to die quite easily. You'll see its weaknesses are water type attacks, grass type attacks, and ice type attacks. So I recommend starting your first two Pokemon in your party has a weakness for Dugtrio and a weakness for Skarmory. For Skarmory, I'm going to use Ceruledge with the Terrestrialize into Fire, a Bitter Blade onto Skarmory to use that fire weakness on Skarmory so I can get it out of the battle as soon as possible. Then I'm going to use an ice type like Excalibur with Icicle Spear and the held item Loaded Dice to try target Dugtrio with several ice attacks to take it out of the battle. The reason why you want Dugtrio out super quickly is because it's going to spam Earthquake. It's not going to affect Skarmory. It's just going to affect your team over and over and over again. So if you can get that Dugtrio out super quickly, it's going to be beneficial. The Fire type move should take out the Skarmory quite easily with the Bitter Blade, just like this, so that the Skarmory is no longer a problem. It does seem to survive with 1 health, so you will have to hit it up a follow time in the next, attack. Her next three Pokemon might come out in a different order, so I'm going to talk about all of them right now. For my case, it was Empoleon. Empoleon is a water steel type Pokemon. It has really good special attack, really good special defense. I highly recommend using physical attacks to defeat it. Its speed is quite slow, but there's a reason for that because there's a catch with her next Pokemon that she sends out. You'll see the weaknesses for Empoleon are going to be electricity, fighting, and ground type moves. Her next Pokemon that she threw out was Reuniclus, and this is a Pokemon that has really good HP. It's a Psychic type Pokemon. It's got really high special attack, and it's got a really slow speed. The kicker here is that Reuniclus is going to use Trick Room or something like that, that basically makes slow Pokemon faster than the Pokemon that are faster than it. So it reverses the whole speed thing. Its weaknesses are going to be Bug type attacks, Ghost type attacks, or Dark type attacks. The next Pokemon she'll send out before her final one is Scizor. Scizor is a tough one to deal with. It's a bug and steel type Pokemon. It's only got one major weakness, and this is why we're saving our fire type Pokemon for near the end here, because it's got a 4 times weakness to fire. If you can hit this with a fire attack, it will die with a fire attack. As long as your Pokemon's like strong, you'll take it out nice and easy. It's got incredibly high attack stats, so when this thing hits you, it's going to hurt a lot. It's going to take out a few of your Pokemon. It's got really good defense as well. Its special defense is quite low, but if you're using fire attacks, it doesn't matter what its defense and special defense is. You should take it out in 1 hit. Her final Pokemon is going to be Metagross, and this is a steel psychic type Pokemon. Very high attack, very high defense. Even its special attack and special defense is pretty damn good. It's going to terrestrialize into steel type. So you're actually going to look at more of its steel weaknesses rather than the psychic weaknesses. This means that the types that are going to be super effective against it are going to be fire type, fighting, and ground type attacks. Because we already have our fire there from the Scizor, you're going to want to use that fire attack against Metagross as well to take it out. Now, in my actual battle, I was down to Excalibur here. I lost a Pokemon to both the Reuniclus and the Empoleon, but I was able to use Excalibur to take out Reuniclus with all of those Icicle Spears, which made nice work of its HP and just getting rid of it. After my Excalibur died, I brought out my fire Pokemon to deal with Scizor. Once Scizor was in the game, you need Scizor to go down as soon as possible. I also then did use Bitter Blade on Empoleon, hoping that it would be strong enough with the Terrestrialized type to take out Empoleon, and it actually was. Like, even though I was expecting it to not work that great, because Empoleon is technically water and I'm using fire against water, but it actually worked really well. Check this out. I mean, like, full HP Empoleon down to 0, deleted. And then also my Ceruledge got healed, like almost to max. My Dragapult ended up dying here, but it's fine. My Ceruledge was still alive, and I was able to use another Bitter Blade, this time taking out the Scizor because I knew it would be a guaranteed kill. Scizor gone, and also I get to heal up even more again from all the extra damage I might have taken previously, but it was still fine. And a sneaky little trick that I like to do is bring out King's Gambit right at the end, because it actually gets a buff if it has the Supreme Overlord like hidden ability to actually do incredibly high damage and will kill anything as long as you bring it out after like other teammates of your party have died. So up against Metagross here, I had the Bitter Blade. Bitter Blade ended up doing all the work, to be honest. I think you should just bring Ceruledge, maybe 2 of them, just in case, because Bitter Blade does insane work. But there was the King's Gambit there to secure the win if that had not, like, you know, completed this fight. I wish you guys good luck with the battle, and thank you so much for watching.